Greetings and welcome back once again to my channel. Today we are doing a Viking rune, R-U-N-E, reading for the collective. Remember that all readings are an attempt to harness an important message for the collective, but not all readings will resonate with every member of the collective. And today at the beginning of our Viking rune reading, we have Gebo, G-E-B-O, and Kenaz, K-E-N-A-Z. And together, they suggest a partnership or an exchange between individuals that bring passion, enlightenment, creativity, knowledge, inspiration, and somewhat of an awakening or an opening of information that sheds light on a situation. So, Gabo is usually about gift giving, and gift giving could be in the form of support, advice, financial assistance, a gift, a trinket, and also, if you notice, it's in the form of an X. And when you see the written form of XOXO, kiss, hug, it could also suggest some form of um, affection. So together they suggest a possible partnership or giving of or receiving of information in order to inspire some type of movement. And that movement could be in a relationship, or it could be in business, it could be career, it could be some type of opening, shedding light on something. Kenaz is supposed to resemble a spark or a torch of light to light the way. So there could be some type of giving and receiving of information, financial support, or support in order to light the way towards a new venture, a partnership of some kind. But either way, there are other people involved in this spark of activity. And then this is the bind rune for hope. It stands for hope. So this arrangement between the individual that this reading resonates with and somebody else is giving hope for a new beginning, information, something to move forward. And then we have 30 saz and Wunjo or Wunyo. Now 30 saz is supposed to represent a thorn or an axe fighting through or hacking through something. And this in an upright position, is supposed to suggest that there is going to be some type of resistance or challenge ahead, but that you will plow through that challenge. However, it is in reverse, which suggests that there is going to be challenges and confrontations that you, as the querent, if this reading resonates with you, is not going to be capable or want to battle through. So there's going to be resistance here in your new ventures, and that is going to make you unhappy. This is Wunjo or Wunyo, and this rune is supposed to symbolize joy and happiness and, success and just good tidings. But instead, it was in reverse, otherwise known as Merkstave. So basically, whatever promise that one has felt um, compelled, or not necessarily, whatever promise one has felt inspired by, or a venture possibly had, or a relationship had, is meeting with resistance that causes unhappiness and dissatisfaction. Sorry for the blurriness. And the runes are suggesting, hold on, Etket Haram Ned Udhat. Hate. Okay, what the advice of the runes right now is suggesting that you must utilize your inner and outer strength in order to weather the resistance that you may be facing. Whomever has been gift giving or assisting you in the past or showing support has suddenly started becoming combative with you. So I'm feeling that the person that inspired you to move forward is now becoming combative with you. And that's probably why you're feeling a sense of constraint in regards to responding or fighting back, because this person at one point was actually the saving grace in your life and the individual who had good tidings to offer you and moved you forward. In addition to that, you were hoping that they weren't going to do that. As a result of this situation, we see Othala in reverse. Othala upright has to do with property, family inheritance, tradition, family assets. Anytime I think of Othala, I think of the Ten of Pentacles in the Rider-Waite Tarot, which is about family, heirlooms, family savings, investments. And when you think of about inheritances, you can also refer to family inheritances in regards to your DNA or your basic genetics. Anything that you inherited that would bring strength and security in your life is now turned upside down. So, somebody in your family circle, whether it be a partner or what have you, has been posing in a manner that is inconsistent with what their true intentions are, and you shed light on the situation with hope that this is not true, with hope that you can move forward, but instead you're faced with the reality of their actions. And it means that there are some serious losses that you encounter. When I asked for clarification, I received Avaz. And Avaz, you see the horse there. The rune is supposed to resemble a horse in a more primitive sense, and horses in the ancient era prior to vehicles of any kind, horses were extremely close to their owners as a result of the owners requiring horses for transportation, for battle, for assistance in agriculture. So the connection between a horse and a human was extremely vital for survival. And as a result, a good owner of a horse, and I hate to refer to it as a master relationship, but the relationship between horse and rider has to be extremely um, in tune, um, because they have to work together in order to achieve their goals. So that's what this rune means. It's about partnership, love, affection, camaraderie, respect, loyalty, and faithfulness, and forward movement. And that was complemented by the Void card in the Viking Oracle Tarot, which suggests that the future is unknown, that you can change the future. And this tells me, in combination with my Viking runes, is that somebody attempted to move forward in a partnership. And although the outcome is somewhat unknown, there's also things that are being concealed from the individual in question, the individual who had hope for a very good outcome, but yet their affairs in relation to family, property, assets, and investments is upside down. So there's somebody that is in your midst, that you've been working with, and the relationship is seeming very unsure and uncertain. The void almost reminds me slightly of the moon card in tarot, where the future is, well, the current circumstances are unseen, there's secrets being held from you, but at the same time, the void expresses that the future is not set in stone, which is rather consistent with Viking lore, because the Norns that represent past, present, and future will write the future in the tree of life, Yggdrasil, but this can always be changed. Then we got Kanaz again in conjunction with Tiwaz, which means light will be shed on a situation and justice will be done. But you must be careful of Fenrir, because there are events that have been put into motion that will still lead to destruction, which is consistent with you requiring strength, but the Othala rune being upside down and Thurisaz being upside down. Be prepared for a battle and have all of your facts and your receipts so that you can back yourself up and try and rectify this situation.